Okay, so I've ordered some tools that I was wanting to kind of show you, just in case you're interested or needing anything like this. I was going to go over them one by one. I'll put the links in the description in case you want to order these. These are generally tools that are very highly rated. I think I got all these off Amazon. And yeah, we're just going to go over them. We're going to see how they look and how they feel. And if you need anything like this, you'll at least have kind of a reference to go by as far as, at least what I think of them. So I guess first, let's take a look at these Titan. This is an 11-inch plier set by Titan. Now, Titan makes very good quality tools. I've got a lot of Titan stuff, and they're very, very high quality. Most of the time, they're made in Taiwan. Let's see if we can find them in this box where these are made. Okay, now this particular set's made in India. I don't know how that compares really to China. I think India and China is about equivalent. But depending on the company and depending on the quality control that they, they require, you can actually get quality stuff out of China, believe it or not. It does say it has a lifetime warranty. So they come in a nice wrapped case. And I've got some long pliers, and they're not the highest quality brand, so I haven't been very happy with them. So that's why I actually decided to go ahead and order me a set of these Titans, hoping that the Titans are going to be nicer. I mean, doesn't feel bad, doesn't look too bad. I mean, to be honest, the quality doesn't really remind me of the Titan quality. But, I mean, they are nice and free as far as being able to open and close. At least that pair is. Let's try these. Yeah, these are too. These are like a duckbill needle nose. As far as the look and finish, most of the Titan stuff I've got look better than these. But I'm not so much on looks as much as I am function. Now, these are like hose, where you can grip like a heater hose or something and twist it off. I've actually got a three pack of these that's got different sizes. Anyway, so that's, if you needed a set of long reach pliers, these set of Titans, I can't remember what I paid for these. I'll put a link. You can take a look. If it's, if you think the price is right, then order you a set. If not, then find something else. So for a while, I've needed a set of flush cut side cutters. So I found this 3-pack on Amazon, highly rated. Never heard of this brand. See where they're made at. Did I miss it? Huh. I do not see anywhere on here. It says it's California, USA, but it doesn't necessarily say made in California, USA. That's the corporation and where they're out of. I mean, have a hard time believing these are actually made in the USA. It does not say anywhere on here where they're made. Now these are only made to cut copper or plastic. So like zip ties and you know, like automotive wire is what these are made to cut. Let's take a look at it. This is a 3-pack of 3 different sizes. You got a 4.5 inch, a 5 inch, and a 6 inch. And I don't know how well that's coming through on the camera, but that is a nicely ground, flush side. I mean, my fingernail barely even catches on it. I'm going to go ahead and cut the corner of that off. And let me grab a zip tie. And I'm going to grab some wire too. Okay, so here's some wire. And if you're not familiar with why you want flush cut cutters, it's mainly for zip ties. But a flush cut leaves a very nice cut edge. Cuts through that like butter. And what I mean by that, let me go ahead and do the zip tie. So when you do a zip tie on, say, a wire bundle, you want to come in with some flush cutters, and you want to be able to cut that flush like that. The zip tie is still 100% engaged, but it's flush right there. So if you're running your arm back and forth across, you know, in an area that's got some zip ties, you're not cutting into your arm. These, you know, these zip ties, if you cut them at an angle like that, that's sharp. You run your arm across there, it'll draw blood. I've done it many times. So I learned years and years ago that it's very important to use flush cutters to cut those off flush. So a good pair of side cut cutters are nice, and these seem really nice. They feel good. The grinding on them seem great. Now these are all the same. I ain't going to worry about taking them all out. They all look equivalent. You know what? I've got to take them out anyway, so let's go ahead and take them out. Now I see the rubber's a little different on this one. This one's got like a texture rubber. This is a smooth silicone rubber. They are spring loaded. Now the 6 inch, the grinding feels just as good. The cutting edge looks just as good. Cuts through it like butter. And should do the same with the wire. If I didn't mention it, so on a flush cut set, you've actually got a cutting edge on both sides. Both these edges are both finely ground to a cutting edge, and then they're finally fitted and then ground flush on one side. A lot of side cutters aren't like that. You only have a cutting edge on one side, and then it's kind of blunt on the other edge, and it kind of pinches it off more than cuts it. So a good pair of flush cut side cutters are nice. But all these are the same brand, and like I say, I can't find where they're made, unless I'm just overlooking it. But I mean, other than saying that the corporation, Wizotech Corp, California, USA, that doesn't necessarily mean these are made there. Nowhere on the package does it say where they're made. But they were highly rated. I have no doubt I'm going to like them. These do look to be you know, for the price I paid, I think it's $25 for all 3 of them. You can buy them separately, or you can buy a 3-pack. I just bought the 3-pack. Okay, so let's get on to the next thing. Take a look at this Craftsman little mini plier set. Let me get something to open this thing up. That's come with a little Craftsman case. Let's see. What were these made at? Made in China. It's like any other Craftsman set. They should have lifetime warranty. Yeah, full lifetime warranty. I don't know where you warranty Craftsman stuff at anymore. Used to do it at Sears, but now these particular needle nose, they don't have any kind of teeth or whatever you call it. I can't think right now. Too early in the morning. You know, like these. And that's probably done on purpose, because there's some delicate parts, especially with these long needle nose, especially electronic parts. You don't want to put, you don't want to smash ridges into delicate parts. And that's why they leave these smooth. So you're able to pick up, a delicate part, and whenever you release it, it's not going to have, indentions in it where you smashed into it. But it looks like we got a pair of 45-degree little needle nose, straight, long reach. Now if you look at these side cutters, they are not flush. See how the teeth are ground right there? They do not cut near as good. I've got to squeeze down on them quite a bit before they cut. So that's what you get with this little Craftsman set. I mean, not too bad. They all seem to open and close. I like the handles, the grips. The grips are really nice. So, if you need a little Craftsman set of mini pliers, can't remember what I paid for it, but I think I'm going to be happy with them. For a little mini set, I think they're going to do just fine. Here we go. We'll take a look at the Gearwrench pivot force side cutters and needle nose. Now these are also in the industry called dikes, and that is the term I usually use, is dikes, but for this video, could be some sensitive people out there that take it the wrong way. So let's open this up. First, let's take a look where it's at. Lifetime warranty, like a lot of Gearwrench stuff, maybe all Gearwrench stuff. Made in China. And I didn't know this. Gearwrench, apparently the tool company that owns Gearwrench is Apex Tool Group, LLC. They're out of the USA. So what's special about these, I don't know if you see this little pivot piece there, but it claims it takes 40% less effort, you know, to squeeze down on stuff. So let's get these things out of there and let's see what we got. Figure out the easiest way to get into them. There's that one. My goodness. Okay, they feel good. I don't know if you can see all that pivoting going on. It actually does feel like, yeah, I mean, I have no doubt that you're able to put more. If you see this right here, whenever I squeeze, you can kind of tell from at least my perspective that it is really clamping down with that pivoting action on this zip tie. Yeah, you can tell that you don't have to put near the effort that you normally do. With a regular pair of cutters. So these are going to be nice. I mean, these right here would be the perfect ones to cut cotter pins. You know, you're doing ball joints and whatnot. Put you a nice big cotter pin in there. These will be my go-to dikes now to be able to snip those off. What's next here? So I ordered some swivel sockets the other day. I'll break those out because we're going to try them on this new. These are aluminum socket holders, and you get them in a 3-pack, quarter, 3/8, and 1/2 inch drive. All I actually needed was a 3/8 drive, but they come in a 3-pack. Made in Taiwan by a company called ABN, and all their stuff on Amazon is highly rated. I think I've got a couple other tools that are ABN, and I don't have no complaints. And it doesn't look like I'm going to have any complaints with these. The rails themselves are aluminum. You've got holes in each end, so you can screw these down to, say, a piece of wood or a piece of aluminum. You know, you can do them side by side. If you wanted to put all 3 of these side by side, you know, put your sockets on them, figure out the exact spacing, and then rivet or screw these down. That way, whenever you pull your sockets off, the rail stays put, and you can pull the sockets on and off. Now, I've had some cheaper rails in the past that I wasn't real happy with. The rail itself was fine, even though they were plastic. The other ones that I have, these are aluminum, but I wasn't real happy with how rugged the actual square drive retainer, I guess, was. So we're going to get these sockets that I bought, and we're going to snap them on and off here a couple times and see if they appear to be more heavy duty. Now, the nice thing about these is you can buy these in I think a 10-pack of just the either 3/8, 1/2 inch, or quarter retainers here. You can buy them in a little 3-pack on Amazon. I forget how much they are. So if you needed more of these, you know, say for this rail I needed 2 or 3 or 4 more, I could order like that 10-pack and go ahead and put more sockets on this. So let me get those sockets out real quick and we're going to stick them on there. And these sockets are Gearwrench deep swivel sockets. And if you don't have a set of deep swivel sockets yet, man, I love these things. These are great. These are 3/8 drive, and for my little nano impact that I'm constantly using, so I thought I may as well get me a set of swivel sockets. So let's start off. We'll start off with the biggest one, which I think is 19. We're gonna come down here to the end. That seemed to fit real nice. Let me pull it off. Yep. Okay. Try to put these on to where I can see what size they are. So there's the 19. So there we have it. Nice solid aluminum rail, socket rail for all your sockets. They do come with just these little rubber pieces on the ends that just slide off, so you can take these on and off at will. Then you put this piece on, helps prevent them from just sliding off. And yeah, I think I'm going to be pretty happy with these. Like I say, these are aluminum, they are not plastic. Okay, now for the grand finale. This is a spark plug socket set, and it is made in Taiwan. And let me show you what you get in this little beauty. Got a nice case. So this is pretty much all your common size sockets for just about any car, motorcycle, lawnmower. But they come with these locking extensions. So if you run this down into a valve cover to get to a spark plug on a car, and you come pulling it back up, your extension doesn't pull off. So that's going to be nice. It comes with 2 different extensions. Comes with a, looks about like a 10-inch and a 6-inch, and it also has a swivel, universal joint. The quality looks great. Laser etching. I'm not a big fan of laser etching because it, you know, if you scrape this on the side of stuff over time, it rubs it off. But it's not too bad. Now the reason I picked this particular set is because if you look inside these sockets, they have metal retention rings. So it grips the spark plug. You got a hard plastic piece that's pressed down in there that holds these retention rings. So when you run this down on a spark plug, these retention rings, or spring, whatever you want to call them. It's not really a ring, but they're retention, you know, device, I guess, or piece of metal in here. They grip onto the spark plug, so the spark plug comes out with the socket. Some of them have rubber. Other sockets have rubber inserts, and the problem with them is over time that rubber gets soft and weak, and you pull the socket up, and the rubber just pulls out of the socket. So I was hoping that these would be a better solution than the old rubber method. And they should all be like that. Even the smallest, the 14, same setup. And I think, yeah, there's actually some cars, if you notice, these are 12-point sockets. There's actually some spark plugs that are 12-point spark plugs, and that's why these are 12-point. Now, all your domestic spark plugs, as far as I know, are all 6-point. So your 9/16, your 5/8, and your 13/16 are all 6-point. They got the same retention device in there. They're all going to be 6-point, and then your metric are going to be 12-point, because there are actually some spark plugs that are 12-point, and you don't want to get caught to where you happen to be working on one of those cars and all you have is a 6-point socket, and now you can't get the spark plug out because you don't have a 12-point. So that's why these are 12-point. I do like the knurling on these. I like knurling on stuff, which I didn't mention, but the extension's even knurled up here. And the reason is, a lot of times once you break something loose, it's free enough to where you can just spin it out of there if you've got something to grip onto. So whether it's just the socket itself or it's the extension, you can pop the ratchet loose or even leave it connected to the ratchet, and you can just spin it, and it's a lot faster coming out of the hole, or loosen it, or even tightening it up. You can tighten it the same way. If you've got an extension that's not knurled, or a socket, and if you've got anything on your hands, it just slides on this nice smooth chrome. So knurling is everything to me. And you don't realize how nice that is until you're using a tool that is knurled, and you realize right then, well, I got grease or oil on my fingers, and I'm able to spin this bolt or nut or spark plug or whatever in and out of a hole because you've got a knurled tool. But anyway, I'll put links to all this stuff. If any of this stuff, looks like it's something that you could use or want to check out, I'll put the links to the exact product that I'm showing here, and you can go from there whether you want to try it out or not. Anyway, we're done. You guys take care. I almost forgot a couple things. These are called Spudgers. These are a spudging kit, rather, and let me show you what these are. And why you may, anyway, need to order you a set. There's a lot of times that you're doing stuff, taking apart a piece of trim, taking apart a phone, a tablet to replace the screen or whatever, and you need smooth, things to get up and under, things to pop it loose. Well, a spudger, that's what a spudger is. And so you've got a couple different types of spudgers, well, more than a couple. But the important thing about a spudger is they're smooth and non-marring, to where they're not going to scratch, or damage whatever it is that you're doing. Now, this kit comes with some Torx little drivers and stuff, but I don't really care about those. Here you got a couple little thumb. They look almost like guitar picks, but they're made to get up underneath, like a cell phone screen, and pop it out of its case so that you can replace it. These are also good for like automotive trim, whenever you've got to pop a little piece of plastic loose, because a lot of times there's a little piece of plastic that's covering up a screw or a bolt or a nut, and you've got to pop that little piece of trim or plastic loose so that you can get to that. This particular kit's got a little pair of real fine needle nose, or not needle nose, tweezers, so you can, grab and pick stuff up. It's also got 45. But yeah, this is just a little kit so that whenever you're popping trim loose on your car, which is the main place I'm going to use this stuff, is in automotive work, because there's a lot of plastic pieces on cars now, interior pieces that you've got to be able to pop loose, and you don't want to screw them up so that now that you put it back, it looks like someone was actually in there and doing stuff. But I just wanted to kind of show that kit. It does come with a little bag to keep everything in, so that's nice. And then the one last thing that I almost forgot about is fish tapes. The other day I needed a fish tape. I went down to the local China store and I bought this, thinking it's a fish tape. I don't use one often. Well, let me show you. This one proved to be completely 100% useless in my case. I could not use it. So let me open this up and show you why. So I'm just going to throw this thing out as though I'm getting ready to use it. Now, I don't know if you see how curved that is. That has taken a set because it's been coiled up for however long. Well, you can't fish this through hardly anything unless you're fishing it through like an actual pipe. This would probably work for that. But if you needed to fish it like through an attic, through a wall, and you needed it to be straight so that you could push it, you've kind of wanted to set it on its course of where you needed it to end up, and you're just needing to keep pushing it straight, that won't do it. That'll keep curving and twisting and winding, and which is exactly what it did to me. So I ordered what I hope is going to be a good one. So we're going to take this out and see how it does. Again, this was a highly rated fish tape on Amazon. Okay, so we're taking this thing out of the bag, and we're going to see if it'll roll out straight like a fish tape is supposed to do. And my first instinct is it's going to, and the reason I say that is because I can see how it's been wound before they shrunk down a sleeve, it looks like, on top of it. And that's what allows it not to take a set and allows it to want to stay straight. So let's just see if that holds true in this case. The nice thing about it, it comes with these little straps that once you're done, you roll it up and it stays put. Comes with a couple different type of ends, that you can loop a wire, pull a wire through there and then, pull it through. Comes with a little end right here that you can cinch up on something and then pull it through. So looks like it's going to prove to be a nice fish tape, but let's see. Okay, and the thing is, this one was only like $2 more than that one. That junk red one that I'll never be able to use was like $8. I think this one was $12, so I guess $4. But let's see if this will roll out straight. That's the number one thing that I want to see. We'll just come on out here so we can have some room. And let's see, that's a separate piece. I'm going to hold that in my hand. Okay, so it's not as straight as what I was hoping, but it is straighter than that other one. What's the other end of this look like? Okay, so this end is flexible. I had an old speedometer cable off of a car. I don't know what I used it or what I did with it, but speedometer cables make the best fish tapes that I've ever used. They're nice and springy like that, and they go straight. In fact, that's probably what I should have ordered, was just an old speedometer cable. But yeah, this is I mean, it's coiled up, but it is straight enough to where you could probably use it the way I was needing to use it the other day. I'm going to leave that looped in there so that I don't lose it. But anyway, so there's that fish tape. In fact, just to kind of give you a comparison, you can see how straight the green one is, how much more straight. It's not really that straight, but compared to this one, it's just a rat's nest. So if you need a fish tape, I don't know, I guess this one's probably about as good as they get. I don't know if they make a better one or not. If you need something to actually stay straight as you're fishing it, order you up a speedometer cable for an old car. Cars nowadays don't have speedometer cables, but your older ones, that's what drove the speedometer, was a cable that went from the back of the speedometer all the way down to the transmission. And it was just a flexible cable like this in a housing. And if you pulled the cable out, because a lot of times they would break on the end, you could actually use them just for that, just for a nice fish tape. You could run it through, you know, a panel or whatever, and once it popped out the other end, tie something to the end of it and pull it through. I used to run them down steering columns, and I used to install cruise controls, and I'd run an old speedometer cable down the steering column and pull the wiring through whenever I put the control arm on for the cruise control. But anyway, yeah, there you go. I like the green one 100 times better than that red one. Anyway, I'm done. You guys take care.